You're never going to be happy in life if you hate your job. Every single person came to earth with unique gifts. So let's talk about the four arthas in Hinduism. These are the four paths that goes Dharma. Who here knows the word Dharma? Dharma Initiative from Lost, Dharma and Greg. Maybe some people have told you, that you have to do Dharma work. Dharma is step one. So the definition of Dharma is recognize your unique gifts and share them. Not enough to recognize your unique gifts. It's not enough to have a great rack. You have to share it on OnlyFans. Recognize your unique gifts and share it. Step two is Artha. Now, keep in mind, these are called the Purusharthas. So Artha is a very important part of it. It's spelled A-R-T-H-A, Artha. And I'm saying that in a fancy voice. I have no idea if I'm pronouncing that correctly. Artha. Artha means get paid for your unique gifts. So this is where a lot of people get stuck and they never make it to awakening because they are just stuck in this. I recognize my unique gifts. I make paintings and I share them. I trade them with people for massages, but they don't learn how to get paid for it. So the first steps to enlightenment is finding out what it is that you're here to do and how to get paid for it. So how do you find what it is that you're here to do? What have you always loved? What have you always been good at? Japanese concept of ikigai can help you find this. What have you always been good at? And what have you always loved to do? I've always loved to be a talker. I don't like listening to people. Well, actually I do, but I'm a real talker. When someone else is holding the talking stick, I'm like, or we've been using this analogy a lot, the rolled up talking dollar when you're doing blow, when someone's holding the talking dollar and you're like, really interested in this story of your trauma from your childhood, but like, pass the CD case, pass me the dollar. I've got a story that I want to tell. You're like getting about to fall off your seat, face first into a pile of cocaine. Mi sueño, my dream. But you have to, I've always loved talking. I've always loved storytelling. I've always loved being, talking and storytelling. I've always written, I've always kept a journal. So what you're here to do is usually connected to something that you've always been good at and what you've always loved to do. Now, it's really important when you're trying to get paid to do something that you make sure that what it is that you're trying to get paid for is something that you love to do, that you're also good at. And sometimes it's not immediately visible, like you might not be aware that, your job as a software engineer is solving complicated problems by taking it apart and putting it back together. But it gets clearer as you go what it is that you really love about it. Like I love simplifying things. And I didn't know that until I had been doing this for a while. And I didn't realize that I've always loved taking things apart and putting them back together. But you have to start somewhere. So recognizing your unique gifts and sharing them. Now, it's really important that you love this thing that you're going to start pursuing because it's going to be really difficult at times. And the only way you're going to actually have the strength to push this project across the finish line is if you're passionate about it. You can expect rejection, you can expect flows, but you can expect ebbs. You can expect a lot of moments where it feels like you're not progressing at all. So it has to be something that you're actually passionate about or you're just not going to have the energy. So I want everybody that's selling these like Contagion or Kangen or whatever, how you pronounce it, these like water filters or anyone in affiliate marketing, like how much do you care about this? Because it's really taking up a lot of your energy. And is this going to be what pushes you across the finish line? Oh, my husband's little bed is here. Let me move this over. Get that out of the shot. We don't talk about Bruno. So second one is Artha, learning how to get paid for these gifts. So it's not enough to just be like excited about what it is that you do. You need to go and hit those fucking business book puddles. I love your background. Love that Hermes orange. Love it. It's not enough to just recognize unique gifts and share them. You need to really study how to get paid for these things. Everyone loves working out. Well, my husband is the one person I know that loves working out. But he did just admit to me that he doesn't actually enjoy it, but he does it because he enjoys how he feels afterwards. So I thought I was doing it wrong. But everyone loves to work out, but learning how to get paid for working out is different. Everyone loves to tell stories, but learning how to get paid for telling stories is different. You have to grow this, activating your masculine energy if you're a female. If you're masculine, this is going to come a little bit easier to you, but just because it's going to come a little bit more simply to you. 1 + 1 = 2 because it's that type of thinking, but that doesn't mean it's going to come easily. And a lot of times men compartmentalize what it is that they love to do and what it is that they can get paid for, that they don't learn how to put these two together. So it's solar-based thinking to be like, how can I get paid for this? It's lunar-based thinking to say, what do I love and how do I share this with the world? So we're going back and forth between the masculine and the feminine, and teaching people how to balance the masculine and the feminine is what we teach in our workshop, Erotic Wealth, whether we're teaching it in the individual, one person balancing their masculine and the feminine, or the couple balancing the masculine and the feminine. Because, brief segue, when we act out a law of the universe, we get its powers. So when people do Kundalini yoga and they're acting out the motions of the universe, or the OA, that show the OA where they bring people back to life by doing the movements, that tracks, or the Gurdjieff movements, which some people waste. No, some people do their entire lives. That's not a waste. Just because it's not for me doesn't mean it's a waste for somebody else, but some people work only the Gurdjieff movements and that works for them. But when you act out a law of the universe, you get its power. So sex magic is based on the premise that the universal law of when the masculine and the feminine are balanced in the energy of love, because the universe is ultimately benevolent, creation is possible. Creation, not just like a baby, but the creation and maintenance. Because it's not enough to create a world, you have to maintain it as well. You don't want it to go poof. When you go poof, you want it to stick around. So the ability to create and maintain worlds is sex magic. That's you acting out the law of the universe. And if you ever get tired of doing Kundalini yoga and you're like, oh, I could be fucking my wife right now, go ahead. But it has to be in the energy of love. It has to be in the energy of trust. So balancing the masculine and the feminine is not just about penis, vagina, or whatever, we're calling it. It's about these internal energies of lunar-based thinking, solar-based thinking, left brain, right brain, etc. And we never want to forget the container of trust. A lot of people want to come to our work and do sex magic. I'm like, it's advanced magic for an advanced student. The thing is they don't want to build a container of trust. So when we point out there's some trust issues in the relationship, they're like, what? Oh, I'm leaving. I said, oh my God, have you guys never done fucking inner work before? Geez, this is the whole point, is to find your blind spots. Anyways, switching back and forth from the lunar to the solar, from the masculine, from the feminine. How do I get paid to do something? So who you become when you learn how to charge for your dharma, when you learn to not just recognize your unique gifts, but also share them. And not just share them, but also get paid for them. This is us completing the first 2 steps, Dharma and Artha. And you become somebody great when you see your value and you charge for it. Not just saying, oh, I feel like $1 million today. Really? Well, you charge $10 an hour. So to me, you look like a rolled up $10 bill. You have to say, this is who I am, this is what I bring to the marketplace, and this is what it costs. And becoming that person is the second step to enlightenment. Third step, Kama. Who here has heard of the Kama Sutra? Kama means desire. Kama means desire, and the pursuit of desire, true desire, not instant gratification, but lasting perpetual bliss. True desire is the third step. So once you have the discipline of recognizing your unique gifts and learning how to sell them, then you can start playing around with desire. This is not a level 1 teaching for Madame. You actually have to get your shit together and start getting paid. It's also called good householder and magic. Once you have that, you can start playing around with desire. Don't fucking dump your husband, go and join a fucking tantra polycule and start thinking that your shit is gonna manifest. It's not. It's not. Fuck around and find out if you want, but I'm going to see you in 7 years, because that's how long it's going to take you to figure. You're going to have 7 more kids by that time. Yeah, fuck around and find out if you want, but you don't want to go straight into desire. It's an advanced teaching, and you need to have the foundation of just understanding what it takes to see something through to the finish line, as well as not worrying about your bills because your creative gifts are paying for that so well. So Kama is where you learn about the true nature of desire. And after that comes the last step, which is moksha. And moksha is liberation. So people go, oh, isn't desire bad? Well, look, desire is actually not bad. You've been told that. That's conditioning. That's fine. That's your morals. Don't worry about that. But desire is not the end all be all. You'll come across some pleasure teachers that are sometimes setting fire to their life and saying, oh, pleasure is all that matters. Yeah, kind of, sort of. That's why we want to go in with that base level of discipline, that we understand sometimes we have to do things we don't like. And we become nobody wants to do the squats, but when you love your butt and you're not worried that your butt's going to disappear because you know that you put that in with the squats, you put the work in, it's not going anywhere. It built slowly and it's not just going to disappear. The same with your money, the same with your fame, the same with everything like that. Then you have a good foundation to actually work with the true nature of desire, because it takes discernment. It's not just chase everything that you want and say no to nothing. This is why Tantra results in so many people dying when they hit it too early on. The only rule is no rules. It can become very problematic if you don't have those boundaries and you don't have that discipline. You don't have something like tethering you to your actual body and what's actually a yes and a no for you. You're just going to be consenting to everything until you're like, oh my God, I've been in a Tantra polycule for the last 7 years. What happened? And then you say, they poured Kool-Aid. Bitch, you were the one holding the fucking beer bong. You were the one like, woo, drinking the Kool-Aid. Go check your fucking DM history, girl. You're the one inviting all your friends. Hey, you seem like a free spirit. Have you ever been to Chennai? Fucking people into your fucking gravity bong. And no amount of somebody else pouring the Kool-Aid is going to change the fact that you fucking drank it. So you're not mad at the guru. You're mad at yourself. Forgive yourself and move on. Anyways, true nature of desire, you're not going to deal with that because you know what is coming from your true self. And all of these teachings kind of like negate the one before it. So like, for example, you learn how to focus on one thing really well in Arta and you're like, okay, and this is how I get paid for it. And then desire says, okay, but now we have a craving for more. You have to learn how to scale the one business and go towards more. But then finally is moksha, liberation, and you're free from desire. You really don't want to change anything about anything. And I'm not there, so I can't give you guys like a clear definition of what you can expect. I don't know anybody that, who is there for sure? Ram Dass is there for sure. And I can make my little, honestly, subpar criticisms of Ram Dass and be like, yeah, but your volunteers have to get together to pay your medical bills. Take one look at Mr. fucking Wet Eyes. Ram Dass is so fucking, he is on a different plane. He doesn't care. My big, beautiful, he is on a different plane. He's love and literally like the symbol of pure love, fucking 10 out of 10 on Ram Dass. So I don't know what it's like to be at moksha, but I do know that that's what happens after karma. And believe me, when I know how that goes, I'll let you guys know. But unfortunately, no amount of me letting anybody knows is going to count for skipping the line. So I want to see in the comment box right now, where are you on your journey? Have you started recognizing your unique gifts and sharing them? Raise your hand if you're in Team Dharma. Are you getting paid for your unique gifts? Emily, there you go. Good job. Big achievement. Big achievement. Are you getting paid for your unique gifts? This is Arta. This is stage 2. 3, are you learning about the true nature of desire after recognizing your unique gifts and getting paid to do it? Not getting paid in meatballs, not getting paid in massages, getting paid in money. Money, real money. You need money. Finally, desire. And then finally, liberation. Okay, cool. Good job. So we have to, hi, Sunny. So you're never going to be happy in life if you hate your job. You're never going to be happy in life if you hate your job. You either have to find a way to love your job, like fucking everyone in Thailand, or you need to, get a different job. And if you've never been to Thailand, it's my favorite place to travel ever. Okay, should we guys get stage 1, negative monies? Okay, so combination for you. You recognize your unique gifts and you're sharing them with the world. But if you're like, oh, but I don't know how to charge for them. If you didn't know how to speak French, and you really wanted to speak French, would you sit around hoping that you were going to fucking wake up one day being like, wait, No, that's not how it goes. If you want to stop thinking that spiritual work is like a totally different category than regular work. If you didn't speak French and you want to learn French, you'd fucking get a book, or you join Babbel, or you'd fucking talk with your robot about how to learn French. Like, you would seek out mentorship and learn it. So if you don't know how to get paid for what it is that you want to do, you have to learn that. And if you're like, okay, who do I learn it from? Great question. When the student is ready, the teacher appears. But who in history has gotten paid for doing something even vaguely similar to what you want to do? Don't go into fucking unicorn going, well, I'm a 4-1 reflector and nobody's ever made fucking pan flute music like me. Bitch, shut up. Has anyone ever been paid to be a musician before? Go study from them. You find even one person that's doing even close to what you want to do, go learn from them. And they'll drop somebody's name, or they'll drop somebody's book, or they'll drop something, and you just follow the trail of breadcrumbs. But you wouldn't sit around in bed going, I can't speak French, and I know that there's French speakers out there. You would learn French the same way you learn anything else.